Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are breaking down a really powerful framework for leadership accountability. I want you to think of this as a coaching session, right? It's all designed to help you as a manager really cultivate that sense of total ownership, not just in your team, but in yourself.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to start by digging into the big challenge every single leader faces. Then we'll talk about building that unstoppable mindset you need to crush it. And of course, we'll wrap up with the practical, day-to-day habits that are going to take you from just being a good manager to being a truly accountable leader.
First things first, let's get right to the heart of it, shall we? We've got to talk about the one thing that gets in the way of great leadership. And what's that? It's that superhuman, totally natural instinct we all have to kind of sidestep full responsibilities.
I love this quote from Oscar Wilde. It just nails our natural tendency, doesn't it? Our default setting is to look outward, to point out the mistakes of other people, and to demand accountability from them long before we ever think to look in the mirror.
But what if the greatest leaders do the exact opposite? I mean, this question right here, this is the whole game changer. It completely challenges that default setting and kicks off this fundamental shift in how you see things. And honestly, it's the very first step toward taking real ownership of your team and, their results. And you see this pattern, well, everywhere, right? It's so easy to get all worked up because the dentist is running late, but completely forget about our own missed deadlines. Or we fume when someone doesn't call us back, but what about all the calls we still need to make? These little everyday things, they show you just how deep this blame game really runs. And here's the kicker, the really critical takeaway. This isn't just some minor personality quirk. No way. There is a direct line between this habit of passing the buck and, well, not being successful. As a leader, you have to close that responsibility gap. It's absolutely essential if you want to hit your goals.
Okay, so how do we actually fight that instinct to blame? It all starts with building a very specific kind of mindset. It's called a relentless attitude. And believe me, it is the absolute foundation of winning.
Now, this isn't just about being tough for the sake of it. A relentless attitude, it's a state of mind where you literally fall in love with the process, no matter how many obstacles get thrown in your way. It's about getting, deep down, that the road to success is always under construction. It's never finished.
This right here, you gotta fail in order to win. This is a core belief for anyone with that relentless mindset. You have to totally reframe what failure even means to you. Bad breaks, mistakes, they're not the end of the road, not at all. They're just necessary steps, little bits of data you're collecting on the path to your next big breakthrough.
All right, so let's shift gears from the what to the how. This next part is all about creating your mental blueprint for success. We're going to look at two super powerful tools that will help you build this relentless mindset literally from the ground up.
And it starts with something so simple, a physical act. You write it down. See, the act of writing forces you to think clearly. And that clarity, that's what creates a sharp, distinct mental image of what success actually looks like. So this isn't just daydreaming, okay? This is you actively building the blueprint. So why is this mental work so important? Well, think about it. The body has its limits. The mind? It doesn't. Everything, and I mean everything, starts with your mindset. I mean, if you're not mentally geared up for a challenge, how can you possibly expect your body to be ready?
Check out this incredible story of a guy training to become a Navy SEAL. For 18 brutal months, he put himself through extreme pain. And how did he do it? By constantly visualizing that one single moment, his graduation. He said he put himself there 1,000,000 times a day. That vivid picture of success in the future is what powered him through all the suffering in the present. Amazing.
And all of this leads us right to the ultimate principle for any leader, total ownership. And listen, this isn't just about being on the hook for your own actions. Oh no. It's about embracing full, complete accountability for your entire team. This is such a huge distinction to make. A manager, they might point fingers when stuff goes wrong, but a true leader, they take the hit. And here's the crazy part, the paradox. It's actually in your best interest to take responsibility for your team's screw-ups. I know, it sounds counterintuitive, but it is the absolute fastest way to build trust and, believe it or not, gain more control.
You want to see this in action? Look no further than this amazing story about basketball legend Bill Russell. So picture this. It's the final game of the championship. The whole thing is on the line. The other team intentionally fouls him, Bill Russell, who was, statistically, the worst free throw shooter on the court. It was a cold, calculated play designed to hit him right where he was weakest.
But, and this is the whole point, despite what the numbers said, Russell was 100% certain he was going to win. Why? Because he was the kind of guy who craved responsibility, especially in those high-pressure moments. He didn't run from it. He wanted it. He wanted the weight on his shoulders.
See, when a person doesn't just accept responsibility, but they eagerly and confidently welcome it, it's like the odds themselves just shift. He wanted the ball, he made the shots, the Celtics won. That is the incredible power of taking total ownership.
So, the big question is, how do you become that leader, the one who wants the ball when the game's on the line? Well, it's not magic. It starts with building intentional, daily habits that take all this theory and turn it into your reality.
It really boils down to 3 simple but super powerful things you can do every single day. Number 1, define and write down what you really want. Number 2, visualize that finish line, just like that Navy SEAL we talked about. And number 3, take one single step. Just start walking no matter what's standing in your way.
Okay, but how do you make this real? A tangible practice. You track your progress. It's that old saying, what gets measured gets improved. A goal journal helps solidify your vision. A weekly weakness audit, that's going to show you exactly where you need to get better or maybe pull in some help. And a responsibility ledger, well, that's going to make you super aware of when you're blaming others versus when you're really, truly owning the outcome.
I want you to remember this number, 97%. It's kind of wild, but only about 3% of people even have a library card. As a leader, your mission is to consciously walk away from that 97%, the ones who major in the blame game, and join that small, elite group that takes total, absolute ownership.
And in the end, that's what this all boils down to. This one single defining question. Because the next time your team is up against a challenge, that choice to look for an excuse or to ask for the ball, that choice is what's going to define your leadership and determine your success.